What's up, Kin? Welcome back to my channel, Miss Be Ecstatic. We are here today to do an I Ching reading about the Sun and Pluto conjunction in Aquarius for the first time, January 2025. We're going to see this over the span of a few days. And so we're kind of setting the intention to encompass that time frame and for the collective, the impact and influence that is available at this time. So just to get us going, I am going to find just a nice little piece. Oh yeah, that actually was probably the right one. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go big, right? I don't know how long this video will be. We shall see, but I do have some tarot out here and oracle, and all of it's kind of moody and midwinter vibe. So a little smudging for the space, a little smudging for you and for me and for YouTube and those folks working the algorithm in the background, smudging you too. Yes, you're welcome. Blessings. So I'll leave that there. We'll see how that burns. All right. So I did pre-write the question, and because this is for whomever watches the video, we leave it as general as possible, so that everyone who watches may find something that resonates, okay? And if nothing resonates, you know, this just isn't your reading, it isn't your time. Yeah, but thanks for being here. So here's my general question. What messages and gifts are available to the collective at the time of the Sun-Pluto meeting in Aquarius? The reason I use this verbiage is because this is a meeting of our luminary with one of the outer planets of transformation, and an exact conjunction in astrology is like oh my gosh, the word's totally escaping me at the moment. It's like a reset. They're meeting, they're having a powwow, a little communication, like figuring out how to work together and the cycle moving forward, because the Sun will meet in Aquarius from this point forward. It used to meet in Capricorn, and so this is one of the first times they're meeting exactly, and it's going to set the tone for 2025 forward and the Pluto transit in general, which is a term of 20 years, 19 to 20 years. So it is significant in that it is like an imprint or a preview of an omen, if you will, of what's to come. So that's why I'm doing this reading today. All right. So let's see, I'm gonna just move this a bit. Maybe I need to move a few things a bit. I really wanted to give you like a perspective of just, you know, being in the room with me. So everything's a little close, a little intimate. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna smudge our coins. Give me just a moment for that. We're gonna deep breath. And remember, you know, we're calling in the living spirit of the I Ching to give us truthful, accurate, and meaningful insight that we can understand and discern and find use and practical application in our own lives. And anyone who's watching this video, okay? That's pretty much the intention that we're calling in here. And that's my prayer. What messages and gifts are available to the collective at the time of the Sun and Pluto meeting in Aquarius? Messages and gifts that are available to the collective at the time of the Sun, Pluto meeting in Aquarius. Messages and gifts available to the collective at the time of Sun, Pluto. Sorry about the disruption. A lot of jumpers. Okay, wow. So you saw that a few of them just kind of came out of my hand, so I just dropped the rest. One actually flew off the table. So I just, redo the question. Excuse me. All right, so we have all yin lines. Now, anytime we get 3 yin lines, it just means that the 3 yin lines then change. This is why I did a demarcation here. You can use a little dot if you want, or just, I use a squiggle. So this line actually has an additional message. It's a changing line. So we could actually make several different hexagrams with this one hexagram, okay? So I won't get into that too much. I have started a fresh sequence of demos, so to help with showing people what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so yeah, so we always do, as you saw me divining from the bottom up, getting my lens from the bottom up. So this is a trigram. And this is a trigram. You know what's so funny? I did an extra line. How interesting. I was just like in it. And that's, I think, when it fell off the table and it was like, no, we're done. So disregard that one, okay? Holy cow, that's so funny because like literally the coin came off the table. All right, it was like, hello, pay attention. All right, so we have just all earth. All 3 yin lines is about the most dark, the most cold, the most receptive, the void, the 0 point of creation from which all potentialities come forth. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And it's really appropriate. So appropriate for this particular conjunction, because this is a reset in whatever house your Aquarius zodiac, like wherever the zodiac Aquarius is in your chart. And for everyone, that'll be a little different. Oh, this is so cool. I love when the I Ching shows up this way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so as you've seen me do many times before, we're gonna just go to the handy dandy graph. And where you see here 3 yang lines, and so this is the upper trigram, lower trigram. So we have the yang, but we have yin version of this. So we go to the yin on the bottom and yin on the top, and we get 2. Now, why is it 2 if everything comes from, if this is like the primary initiation of, you know, it's the primal source. It's a much deeper rabbit hole to go down, and there's 2 different traditions of thought, philosophy and thought when it comes to the I Ching. One where the masculine starts, and the masculine, all 3 masculine, or all 6 lines being masculine, would be 1. And the other tradition is where all 6 lines, as we see here, would be 1, the starting point, the start of the hexagram, the 64 hexagrams. So I guess contemporary thought is that the male or the masculine starts, and that reflects a lot about our culture. Over the millennia, and Earth would be secondary. But in any case, it is, as I said, a receptive energy. It is nothing and everything all at once. And the way that the I Ching and the Tao describe this is the indescribable. Like, there's no words for nothing. And yet all things come from this. So to describe the Tao is you just can't describe the Tao. It's the undescribed, indescript. And there's so many beautiful poetic and literary attempts at this. I can't even begin to attempt it here. And I did do several years of study, oh gosh, back in years ago. But, you know, for anyone who's tempted by that existential query, it's a juicy one. All right, so what we have here is a fresh start and a reset. And I believe that astrologically this is confirmed. So how can we distill this? I'm going to read from you now the Tao Oracle. It's one of my favorite. I'm going to just read brief parts of the translation and interpretation. It's actually more of an interpretation. There's not much of a translation here. It's all just the writer, artist's musings on this hexagram, the receptive. Okay. The receptive is yielding and passive. It is the sign of devotion, the yin principle that completes and balances the creative, the yang principle, which we spoke about earlier. Her symbols are earth, the cow, in contrast to the dragon of heaven. Yang essentially is an upward, explosive energy of light. So hence the dragon is what they use to symbolize that. Together they comprise a complete cosmology of which life is brought into being and into which it returns a death. Pluto, death. So in order for us to be here at this Sun-Pluto point in Aquarius, we all had to die somewhere in the Capricorn house. And from that process, from that experience, we are being rebirthed into the first degrees. The sun is shining its life source energy, the dragon, the heaven energy, the yang energy on Pluto, in Aquarius, birthing a new timeline, a new story, a new awareness, a new evolutionary point for each individual and collective. In human life, the most obvious manifestation of yin and yang is in the relationship between male and female. However, the interdependence of these principles is also present in the relationship between parent and child, teacher and student, guru and disciple. And within each of us, in the apparent duality of our sensory, physical experience of life, and the more subtle spiritual experiences, or the body and the soul of being. Receptivity is dependent on the dynamic spark of creative inspiration to be activated into productivity, just as creativity depends on and nourished by the fertile ground of emptiness. So, the strength of receptivity is in its depth, its infinite capacity to absorb and support action. Just like darkness of space, which sustains all matter, it is a reminder that this is not the moment to act impulsively, but to take time, give space, and consider the far-reaching effects of any action that might be taken. If you push now, the I Ching warns, however resolute you may feel, you are steering away from your goal and towards confusion and difficulty. And it is more likely than not that many others will be dragged along with you. Waiting does not mean weakness or uncertainty. Rather, by recognizing that for now, your energies are best placed supporting others, you are not only acting intelligently, but with sensitivity. The power of your presence is bolstered by your total devotion to what you intuit is the wise way to go into it. So that again being a yin principle, intuition, yin. Knowing clearly where and with whom to invest your energies will require a cool, detached perspective. Carefully considering others' objectives will help you support the plans that ring true for you. Lao Tzu referred to the Tao as the Divine Mother, that in her absolute emptiness is eternal birthing all things and the cosmos itself. The essence of emptiness is present within each of us, and like a blank slate receives whatever we write upon it. The dark, vast qualities of yin are indeed great, and to appreciate its support is to be humbled in gratitude. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I don't even need to go any further, to be honest. I will pull an oracle card. Oh, you know, just actually, instead of an oracle card, we're just gonna, I had cards ready, but in fact, rather than an oracle card, we will just read the changing line, and I'll show you just a little bit about how we do that, okay? So we just simply look at any translation will have an interpretation of changing lines. So here we go. Excuse me for a moment. Changing lines, the receptive. And this is our fourth line from the bottom, okay? We always read from the bottom. Self-discipline, although not easy, is essential now. Maintaining a low profile is the only way to avoid attracting aggression and envy from others. And not only is that like an added piece of advice, I'd like to just mention that in the days that I am actually doing this reading, there is a sun opposing Mars transit happening. And there has been more heat, more aggression, more assertiveness, and harshness overall. However, there's several ways to use these lines to get different trigrams and therefore different interpretations or layers of interpretation, adding new hexagrams from those trigrams. But I know that was a mouthful, but I'm gonna just basically recreate our trigram. No changes in the bottom trigram, but in the upper trigram, the changing line goes from yin to yang. So then it changes the overall hexagram from earth to thunder above, which is really great because and I'll give you the number of this in a moment, but the lines actually demonstrate quite a bit of the quality that you will get from the interpretation in and of themselves. So the earth is really whoa, hold on a second. Is it thunder? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's thunder. Let me just double check before I move forward. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You get to, see me correct myself here. No, it is thunder. Okay. I'll see here, thunder. So we have thunder on top. Go back to our yin down here, and we hit 16. Okay. So thunder, what we know about thunder is that usually storms and lightning comes, and that's kind of what the two breaking lines over this solid line looks like. It's the the bridging of that electromagnetic, ionic, atmospheric exchange, like it comes through a canal, right? It comes from empty space and all this charged energy to the ground, and the earth receives it. So what happens when thunder hits the ground, or thunder and lightning come through land? It's nourished with the negative ions. Sometimes there's water, sometimes there's wind, and there is a nourishment of the soil in the environment. Everybody gets charged up. Is there danger? Absolutely, there's danger. There is an awakening, an alertness in the atmosphere. So no, not only is there caution for aggression. But there's also like, it is in the first hexagram alerting us to a charged atmosphere, which could be both nourishing or harsh and aggressive or assertive or chaotic or damaging, right? Okay, so I'll take a moment to just read that for us briefly. The new hexagram 16. All right, so I'm using the same translation from the previous reading. And here we have enthusiasm. That's the thunder and the earth symbols in this particular, and just to confirm, that's the hexagram. Okay. Enthusiasm manifests in all sorts of ways, but no matter what form it takes, it can hardly be ignored. To be enthused is to be electrified, turned on, zapped, lit up with an energy that is out of this world. And Aquarius is kind of out of this world energy, out of bounds, out of the norm. Enthusiasm is generated by inspiration, and people so enthused can act as a bridge between the cosmic and the ordinary, the energies of receiving and giving moving through them in one continuous flow from the realm of the unmanifest into the world. That was a mouthful. To be an illumined presence is an invitation to come and share in the beauty of their experience. One cannot help but feel moved. So it speaks about the music of Mozart, the sculptures of Michelangelo, the poetry of Shakespeare or Rumi. So it's, again, it's outside of the norms. It's challenging the structures, the boundaries of our current understanding and institutions. And Aquarius is the realm in which we are setting this new cycle in place. So on these days, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and for the next 20 years, many of us in our Aquarius house may get some kind of electrifying download or inspiration, or find themselves enamored and totally enthusiastic about some new idea or skill or art or music or way of being that is new and tests their limitations of what has been expressed or what they know. On a grand scale, we see it in great leaders and humanitarians like Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, and the Dalai Lama. In the spiritual traditions, this luminosity is known as divine inspiration or enlightenment, and is found in the teachings of Buddha, Jesus, or Osho, to name a few. So there is both individual potential here and the potential to see something on the world scale. To summarize this at the end, this is an opportunity for you to realize your potential, be inspired, and be humbled by it. Do not, however, let enthusiasm get the better of you. Certainly, you can have a direct influence on others now, but the real joy lies in sharing, not in creating a following. So that's the warning there. So go ahead, bang a drum, sing your song, let yourself go. Dance ecstatically, create the plan, realize your dream. Be swept through and through by the illuminating creative power of enthusiasm. Embrace this moment of self-expression and use it positively. It may bring you to your knees in gratitude. Okay. Yes. I love that. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna just close this out with gratitude. Thank you, Living Spirit of the I Ching, for these beautiful and profound messages. Thank you for the opportunity to serve life. Thank you for all those who were called to view this video. And thank you for the opportunity to share. All right, you guys, if you found any of this useful, inspiring, if it touched you in any way, if you think it might help someone else, please do like, share, and subscribe. I am attempting to grow this channel to, I think right now I'm at 88 subscribers. I need like 902 so that I can do some live streams of this and we can chat. And that's really my goal for 2025. Actually, I'd really love to get there before the summer. So if you could help me with that by subscribing, leave me a comment below and tell me what you think about this interpretation, this inquiry to the living spirit of the I Ching. And you know, I really appreciate you being here. Blessings abound always now, as you can see, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.